Hello, Gigi fam. It's Danya here and Bucky, my co-host for this video. As promised, we were going to make a video and give you a exciting announcement, and we are going to do that. It's going to be at the end of this video. But first, we're going to kind of explain what we've got going on at the shop, and then we're going to have this really cool announcement. So anyways, bear with me. I will try not to make this a very long video and try to get right to the point and things. So here we go. What are we doing? So this is what we're going to do. This is my home office. Welcome to my home. As many of you knew back in the day, the name Grooming Garage is because I ran my business out of my garage in my home for I think about 10 years. And then we moved to the facility we have now in Ocean Park. And Alora and Dodie are there with me. And it's a cooperative. They're not, for the record, they're not my employees. They have their own business licenses and their equipment is their equipment. They rent the space. They have their own clientele. We all three independently work for ourselves and we educate together. We support each other. We help each other, but they don't work for me. That is a misconception that people probably need to have cleared up. So leading into that, we want to say thank you for the second year in a row win with the Reader's Choice Awards. We won Best Grooming Salon. They made up the division last year. It was the first time for a Best Dog Groomer or Pet Groomer division. We won it. We were excited. We had no idea because, we have to go up against all the coastal towns from Tillamook upwards. I think it's all the way to Longview and then the Washington coastal ones too. There's a few dog groomers in that area, and we're honored to be number one. And then so this year, again, they had the Reader's Choice Awards, and we won again. And amazingly, the day that we found out that we had won, they contacted us was the 4-year anniversary of the new shop, the big grooming garage, not the little one. But it was the 4-year anniversary, and Dodie had pointed that out, and that was just kind of like, wow, that's super cool. And my co-host already left. Anyways, so we hope you had a great weekend. We are having a couple announcements. So the first announcement is this. We call this Notes from the Grooming Table. So more often than not, we have people who pose questions online or in text message or in emails about how our business operates, questions about their dog's behavior, grooming questions, things that we have to try to explain to our best ability when you're not in person with somebody and you're doing it through like a text message or an email or a phone call, and you do everything that you can to try to do that. So we are going to start doing a Q&A. I think next video will be a Laura. And so I'll address in these little videos some of the common questions that people have. I'm a very transparent business. I believe in addressing every problem and addressing anything that's brought to me as a question. And not a lot of questions are stupid to me unless they're personal. Don't ask those. I mean, of course, the small ones of like, people always inquire about my car accident and how I'm doing with that. I still have struggles, but, I think that they need to know for their own hearts because they've been with me for so long and they've watched my children grow. They've watched my business grow. They've watched me grow as a person. So of course I want them to know that, either I'm having a rough time or I'm good. Still have those struggles. We don't really talk about them on the video too much just because it's a deeply personal thing. But if you do want to talk to me in person about, what's going on with that, please don't be shy. I'm more than happy to talk about it. I'd rather that than rumors going around, since it's a brain injury that, I've lost my mind or I'm crazy or something else like that. That is not the case at all. So going forward with that, I'll give an example. So we had somebody pose a question about nail trims, actually, ironically, yesterday, and put it on one of the Peninsula sites. And I always try to answer anything that's related to me, my business, or anything of that matter, unless it's just drama or stuff that doesn't matter and it's gossip or whatever. This was about nail trims and who does nail trims on the Peninsula. Yes, we do nail trims. It's part of a grooming process. It's a part of the care of an animal. So does Seaview Veterinary Clinic. Do we do them as a walk-in basis? We did try to do Tuesday through Thursday walk-ins. We had some really bad experiences with random people kind of, for lack of a better term, just being a Karen. People not understanding that these digits on my hand are what keeps food on my table and a roof over my head and dog food in my dog's bowls and my kid in college. And that, to me, is an invaluable thing. So they weren't understanding that if the vet can't do the nails with 3 techs helping, I can't personally do the nails of your dog, and if your dog damages my hands, I can no longer feed my family. People find that hard to understand. Also, there was an overwhelming response, and we put it out there that you needed to be a client already, an established client, because we need rabies certificates. For obvious reasons. If a dog bites us and we have to go to the hospital, we have to provide that rabies certificate to the hospital, or they call the police, can call the Department of Health. They could do all kinds of things to your dog, depending on the situation. I don't want shots in my stomach. There's a lot of things that people don't understand that we can explain through this platform. That being said, we had to reduce the walk-in nail trims to, again, our clients only, to Sundays, because there were so many people that needed the service that we have. Like, I do about 8 dogs haircuts a day. Alora can do anywhere from 4, because she does the bigger breeds, 4 to 8 dogs. Dodie does 6 to 8 sometimes. And when the dog is on the table, we are paying attention to that dog. And we need to fulfill that dog's needs, grooming needs, in a timely manner. We don't want it to be kenneled longer than it needs to be. If it's a nervous dog especially, we don't want it on the table. We want to kind of just gently get through the process as quickly as possible without, keeping your dog all day long, because that is not our goal. We do appointments because we don't house your dog. The appointments are there so that we have a time frame-ish to get through with doing your dog's grooming. When the walk-in nail trims were coming in, and they were coming in like boom, 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 we put the dog on the table, then we had to take the dog off the table, put the dog in a kennel, do the nail trim, put the dog back on the table. But we didn't think we were going to get the response that we did. And then we had people kind of breaking rules and not understanding that you needed to be a client in order to get a nail trim. So they just wanted to make themselves a client, so they would bring in their shot records. And of course, we don't want to turn people away. It's our community. We don't want to say, oh, your dog doesn't get groomed here. Your dog's not a daycare member. We're not going to do your dog's nails. We didn't do that. We tried to service the entire community. And then we had a few bad experiences. Being transparent, Alora had a lady throw dog poop at her because she brought her dog in and her dog was unruly and climbing all over her, scratching her up, and she was by herself that day. And the woman wanted her dog's nails done that day and wanted Alora to do it at all costs, basically, is what my understanding of it was. And Alora finally said, no, I'm going to hurt your dog, or your dog is going to hurt me, or we're both going to hurt each other, and that's not how we operate our business. You need to take your dog to the vet and deal with it in a different manner. This woman threw dog poop at Alora. I have an example of it. So I'm going to lead into the voice message. So this was posted on Facebook. So I'm going to call our voice message, and I'm going to play it on this video so that everybody, because I know that I ignore voice messages sometimes too. It's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that with a dog groomer. So we're going to call, and you can listen to the voice message, and then we're going to talk about it. I'm just going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore myself.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Grooming Garage. Proud to have award-winning AKT certified groomers on our team, dedicated to providing top-notch grooming services for your furry friends. At this time, we are accepting a limited number of new clients, so please listen carefully to our instructions. If you are interested in becoming a new client, kindly ask that you send in your pet's vaccine records before requesting a meet and greet or services. Unfortunately, we will not be able to return calls without the records in hand. Please note that we are not accepting new boarding clients at this time. Additionally, our walk-in nail trims are available for existing clients only, and we are unable to take on new nail trim clients. Thank you for understanding, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. And have a wonderful day. At the tone.
Does anybody else hate hearing themselves on recordings? Doesn't even sound like myself. Maybe it's, I don't know. But anyways, that message has been in existence since Alora came to work with us, so over a year now. So it says, we are not taking new nail trim clients. We are not able to service walk-in new nail trim clients. That's been a year. Yet we get beat up all the time for not returning phone calls. And I think in there it says we don't return phone calls. It's not because we think we're elite or we're awesome or anything else like that. There's a due diligence that you need to do as a new client, and that is to get your dog vaccinated so that we don't get bit. And if we do get bit, not that if we do get bit, you get what I'm saying. if we do get bit, your dog is protected and so are we. There are communicable diseases that travel, and if you've been local to the peninsula, you've seen it happen many times, especially at the veterinarian, because that's where dogs go to get treated, not because they're dirty or anything else like that. That's just where dogs go to be treated. And they'll, treat your animal in the car because they've had a Bordetella outbreak or something else like that. $12, $15 vaccination saves you $100 to $200 in a potential, treatment type of thing. We've never had a Bordetella outbreak in our facility, and that includes at my home shop and at the new shop. We have boarding dogs, we have daycare dogs, we have grooming dogs with 3 groomers. So these dogs, there's some dogs that are interacting with each other at the daycare, then there's the boarding dogs, and then there's the grooming dogs. These viruses are passed easily. You can pass them on the shoes of your feet. We have a huge tourist, especially dog tourism here, where people bring dogs from who knows where, and we need to protect our animals. I am protecting my business, and I am protecting your animal. So vaccines are not negotiable. That protects you, your animal, my business, myself. So to be upset with us because we have a health standard amongst our animals and you don't want to go and get those vaccines, the Grooming Garage is not the place for you, because our health standard is very, very high. We are also certified groomers. We educate multiple times every year. We re-educate, we certify in behavior, skincare, equipment, anything that's new out there. Like the Doodle was a new dog for the longest time, so we had to re-educate all on Doodles and the coat of a Doodle and the behavior of the Doodle, the size of the Doodle, and all that kind of stuff. We are constantly doing that. So understand that we do have a high standard, yes, because we feel that your dog is much like your child. You don't hire a babysitter or take your dog to a daycare just because somebody says they can do it, or just because somebody claims to be able to do it. We put our certifications and our education and our reputation and everything else, we put our money where our mouth is. We spend our own hard-earned money to go re-educate ourselves. I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to Vegas, I don't know how many times, California, Tacoma. Like a lot of my trips that you see me go on, like the cruise that I just went on, I was in school the entire time, other than when we boarded in. And I was learning from the highest level of industry standard. Kenchi grooming shears, Jess Adorno. We also, when we went to Vegas, we had veterinarians that we took classes from on dermatology and the treatment of skin diseases. And, that stuff is something that we take a lot of pride in. We do have a high standard, and that is for you, not for us. We don't benefit from that. You benefit from that. Your dog benefits from that. Oh, back to the nail trim thing. The nail trim. So I'm going to play a message of things that happened to the Grooming Garage for making a boundary. It doesn't like this phone, I guess. For making a boundary on vaccine records. This is not a one-off either. This is a very common response. Go to saved messages. This is somebody we don't know who this person is. We save all these messages so that we have these numbers in case this person does call for services. They're an absolute no. So this is what this woman decided was appropriate about our nail trim policy.
Are you fucking kidding me? My dog has to have a complete round of vaccination to get his toenails trimmed? Go to fucking hell.
Okay, so that was fun. That happens to us in person as well. But she left that message on the message that I just played. It says, we're not taking new nail trim clients, and please have your vaccine. So anyways, moral of the story. The nail trims was an issue online yesterday. I addressed it to the best of my abilities. I do feel bad that we can't provide the whole community with services. There's only 3 of us. I was already working 7 days a week. It was not good for my health. It's not good for anybody's health. There has to be a boundary. On that same token, when you call our business and you treat us like that, we're people. We're mothers, daughters, humans. We do not serve you. We provide a service to your dog and to you, but we're not McDonald's. We don't serve you. Your customer is not always right. We can have a conversation. We can disagree on things. You cannot like your haircut. We can try to repair it, but mostly we're the industry professionals, so we try to explain everything the best that we can. Like, this is the reason your dog can't have this haircut. This is the reason your dog looks like this, because you didn't brush it. You know, we had to shave your dog because you didn't brush it. You know, we can't go to your house and brush your dog. Anyways, that's a whole different ballgame. But if we can't have a working relationship with you to where we can exchange information back and forth as the professional and the client, or you're like that woman, we do not have to serve you. It is a client-based relationship. It's a relationship. I have a great relationship with my clients. I love my clients. My clients know about my kids. I know about their kids. I know what's going on in their life. You're also our neighbors. We love being part of our community. We do as much as we can for our community, and we're excited to do things with our community. So we're going to start addressing some of these issues. The next issue that was brought up, and this will be my notes from the grooming table explanation. We get a lot of texts, especially recently. It's always springtime where everybody's like, I'm a client, I've been a client. If you have not stayed on the schedule and you haven't maintained some sort of rapport with your groomer, and you have not rescheduled your appointments, and we don't hear from you, hey, I'm sick. Everybody has a life, and we get that. Things happen. They have to go take care of parents or their own health or whatever else like that. That is completely okay with me. But let us know. If you disappear off of our books, you're replaced by somebody who's on the waiting list to get their dog groomed, and they take your spot is gone. There are only so many spots that I can do in a week, and same for Dodie and Alora. If you disappear and you come back 6 months, a year, a couple years later, you have to repeat the whole new client cycle because you're not a client anymore. Your spot's been replaced, and your shots are out of date. You'll need new shot records because most dogs get annual distemper, bordetella, and rabies. Some get a 3-year. We record all of those in our computer. We also have the people that say, oh, I was a client back in the day. Da, 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 da. My system dates back to the day of inception of when I had the shop here at the house. I use the same software. Unless you changed your phone number and your last name and you're not in the computer system, you weren't a client. So please don't do that to us anymore. That doesn't work that way. It's not going to get you in any faster. We choose our clients. We don't have to service everybody. Like I said before, we do choose our clients, who we can work with, what dogs we can work with. If your dog has behavioral challenges, we will recommend you to Arnicadia Training. That's Heather Campbell and Katie Foss. They're much like us in the dog training world. They recertify, they re-educate, they go out there and they compete. They are AKC certified just like we are, and that's the highest industry standard. And they do classes at our facility so we can see that, they're getting results, and we can see how they treat their animals. We can see how they treat their personal pets. Sorry, my earbuds are falling out. So we hands-on can recommend them because we've met them, we know them, we've seen their results. The same applies to if you ask us to recommend another groomer. I'm only going to recommend another groomer where I've met that person, I know them to some degree to be a good person who will not mistreat your pet. So people say, well, if you can't do the service, who do you recommend? Absolutely recommend Seaview for nail trims, especially if you have a difficult breed that needs a sedation. I've worked with them on situations where the owners were trying to get their dog to calm down and accept a one-person nail trim civilly in the shop, but had to start out as a sedated nail trim. And we've worked that way. And that client was amazing and understanding and did everything she was supposed to do. So yeah, Seaview, go to Seaview, get nail trim. Baybreeze, they do a great service. That's in Astoria. Hammond Kennels, we have communicated on several occasions. They are a wonderful business. They're great groomers. I've had interchanges with the Astoria vet, and they have a girl that grooms there at the Salty Dog, I think. But they have the same standards that we do. I cannot recommend somebody I've never met, somebody I have not seen the work done with. I wish them well. I hope they do well. Everybody's always welcome to come in and introduce themselves and let me meet them, have a conversation, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to recommend it to anybody that I do not personally would not take my animal to. And it's not a negotiable thing. I wouldn't take my kids to a daycare facility where I don't know anybody and I don't know. So I know this is getting a little long-winded and you guys are probably like, what the heck? So that's what notes at the grooming table are going to be about. We're going to address, you have a question, please post it. Send it to us privately, text it to us. If you're a new client, you need to get your shot records in, and there is still not a guarantee that you're going to get a groomer because we need to have a meet and greet with your dog. We need to see your dog's behavior. We need to see your dog's coat condition. We need to meet you. You can't make every person happy, and we want to make every person as happy as we can, understanding that we're actually working for your dog and the welfare of your animal and the comfort of your animal. We have a great rapport with our community. We love our community. But if you want to be a part of the Grooming Garage and have services done by the Grooming Garage, please listen to our announcements. Please listen to our voicemails. Please watch this video. Please read our posts or ask us in person. But do your job and your due diligence, and please get in your vaccine records. Keep them up to date. Don't disappear and then expect us to take you back with open arms with a spot that is taken by somebody else. It's not that you did anything wrong. Your life happened, but we can't just we can't operate that way. We're not going to out another person who took your spot. So let's go to the really epic, cool, very, very awesome announcement. I'm really excited about this one. Everybody throughout the years has seen us always do something at Christmas time. We've done pictures with Santa, pictures with the Grinch. We have done photo booth pictures of amazing dogs, on a photo booth, and we edited them and made them beautiful, like for calendar type stuff. We've had silent auctions. We've raised money for Peninsula Poverty Response, the Humane Society, Food for Kids program. We've done as much as we can to give back to our community the best way we know how, and that's through dogs. So we have come up with a new idea. And we love this idea, and we hope that you love this idea, because we love all of our clients a whole lot. I can't tell you how many times my clients have melted my heart. They bring me coffees. They come in and give me a hug. They tell me that I'm doing a good job. They thank me for helping their animal or helping them. So it's time for us to say thank you back. And we always try to, every year, we always try to do like the pictures and the Christmas stuff. We've always not charged for it because it's a thank you. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for making these 3 women on the peninsula succeeded in business and be able to offer services to the community. Thanks for having trust in us. Thanks for having faith in us. So this year, I'm going to have a new event, and please don't judge me for my chosen trophy. It may or may not be an empty whiskey bottle. We're going to pretend this is a trophy. So on the backs of you guys always voting us for best pet groomers, best customer service. I mean, you guys are always voting for us and supporting us and commenting and saying things and encouraging us and lifting us up. It's our turn. So I would like to formally announce 2025, we are having the Woofer Awards. The Woofer Awards. Your imagination is probably going right now. We're going to be holding an award ceremony, and it's kind of like the doggy Oscars, where we will be awarding your pet awards for things such as behavioral things, or how they look, how they act. I have a few dogs and I'm not saying any names, but a few dogs in my cadre of dogs that melt my heart, that have been with me since they were puppies, that are now little ladies or gentlemen, that have been there through all their moments in life, that are near and dear to me. I also have clients like that. So we'll be awarding the client. We'll be recognizing people. We'll be recognizing our clients. We'll be recognizing our dogs. We are going to cater this event. We're going to have entertainment, and each groomer and Heather with Arnicania Training, even though she's, she just uses our facility and that kind of stuff, she is going to be doing her awards for her dog training. We're going to have daycare awards. We're going to have boarding dog awards. We're going to have Danya's grooming dog awards, Alora's grooming dog awards, Jody's grooming dog awards. We're going to get together as a group of dog people and have a dinner with some entertainment, and we're going to recognize you guys. And we're going to call it the Woofer Awards. We're going to hire a photographer. We're going to have the whole thing, and we're going to, probably make it business casual. It's my guess. I don't want to wear anything formal because I'm a dog groomer, but I'll have to go without my hat. Nobody will recognize me. It'll be great. Who's that? She doesn't have her hat on, so you're not going to know who I am. Anyways, we're really excited to announce that, and we're going to do like a Black invitation. If you've been nominated for an award from your groomer or your provider, you're going to get an invitation. It's going to need to be an RSVP because we do have to get it catered. We also have to find the perfect venue, and we will be inviting our business dog friends to also help support in that, because we're going to donate all of the proceeds to our favorite charity. We're going to talk about which charity that is, and we would love your input. It does not have to be a dog-related charity. It can be a dog-related charity. We've always been very fond of Peninsula Poverty Response. Any kids programs, um, pet programs. If you have some that you would like us to maybe consider as the receiver of this event, we would love that. We can probably even have multiple different ones, but you guys are on the spot this year, not us, and we're going to be super thrilled to recognize you. So anyways, we'll keep you posted. We're going to do this in probably late October and before the holidays, because normally we do a holiday thing. We want everybody to be able to come. A lot of people are out of town for holidays and that kind of stuff, so we're going to do it before the holidays. And we're going to hire an MC. We're going to do it just like the Oscars. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we get to raise money and we get to come together as a Peninsula dog group. So something to look forward to for the year. And we're going to make all these different divisions of like best nail trim dog, worst nail trim dog, that kind of stuff. And we're going to recognize you. And we're excited to do that. So anyways, stay tuned. Next, notes from the grooming table. You're going to get a Laura who's super funny. And hopefully she gets to talk to you about what she's going to be doing at the next educational conference in Vegas. I think she's already said it on Facebook, so it's not bad for me to say, but she's going to go compete in the highest level of competition. And she's going to make, no matter the outcome, she's going to make this peninsula proud. She's going to make the grooming garage proud because she stripped off that grooming smock and she's going to step on a televised stage and groom a poodle to the highest standard in front of judges. And just doing that makes me proud. Anyways, we'll talk to you soon, and thanks for watching the video. And if you watch to the very last end, type in chicken. And if you're the first person to type in chicken, I know you watched the entire video, and I will be bringing you eggs. Take care.